Good evening and welcome to Bulldog Stadium, where tonight Bill Klein and I will be calling a Division I girls soccer game between the Bedford Bulldogs and the Portsmouth Clippers. Lauren Fox here alongside Bill Klein, as I mentioned earlier. Andrew Fenn on camera for us. Bill Jennings providing much needed support from the BCTV crew. And Bill, as we're looking at tonight's game, you have a Bedford team that comes in, nice win on Saturday against Concord, scored a couple goals, played very good defense. But tonight, this is probably going to be their biggest challenge of the year coming up against Portsmouth.
It is, possibly to a certain extent, Lauren, just because of the fact that we terminated Portsmouth's season last year in the semifinals out at in Exeter Bill Ball Stadium, where we beat them 1-0. Bedford's 8-1, Portsmouth 9-0, and goal-wise, it's kind of interesting because both teams have only allowed 2 goals, scored a whole pile. Bedford's had a big edge, though, 35-26. But the footnote on that, Lauren, to me, is the fact that in the last few games, Bedford hasn't been scoring those multiple goal games the way that they had.
I truly don't think tonight, though, we're going to see a whole lot of goals being scored. And truthfully, if you're looking at Portsmouth's season, this might be the point in time at which, if they're going to lose as they're running the table, and right now they're 9-0, if they're going to lose, this is really the only chance for them to have a blemish, unless they completely lay an egg down the stretch. There's no Bishop Girton on their schedule. There's no Exeter on their schedule. So the rest of the way for Portsmouth, you have Wyndham, Spalding, Goffstown, Manchester Memorial, Winnicott, and Dover. For Bedford, on the other hand, they are kind of running the gauntlet of the schedule, and they'll close out their season with BG. So this one is a tough one, kind of lets up for a little bit, and then it gets a little bit tougher late in the season. So we will see what to expect from these Bulldogs tonight. But we talked the other night, or the other day, I should say. It's weird to have a game during the day. But we talked about the keeper for Bedford, Zoe Santos. Ava Vaughn was in net for Goffstown on Saturday. And the one that Portsmouth has tonight, Haley Coombs, is another one who's very good, very experienced. And when you're having a conversation about the best keepers in the state, you might start with these two.
No surprise. That makes an awful lot of sense, I'll tell you. And your comment about our schedule, their schedule, the other thing from last season is the fact that while we ended with a win over Portsmouth at the end of the year, we went on for the championship, and then it's Bishop Girton that ended ours, beating us 1-0, same score in the finals.
And those two games, nail-biters, of course, and I have a feeling this one's going to be very similar. And what you may see is if somebody is fortunate enough to be the first one to get something in net, you might see them just take their defense back and really play keep away for a while. A shot on net, that one actually not on net. It'll go over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Bedford. Our lineups tonight: in goal for Bedford, Zoe Santos, the senior. Anna Diaz, Lana Morris, McKenna Snow, Neve Humphrey, Araceli Cloutier, Grace Crowder, Kate Michael, Kylie Morris, Sari Stein, and Ava Dubois, the experienced backline for the Bulldogs. Back there of Neve Humphrey, Araceli Cloutier, Sari Stein, manning things back on the back line, as well as Kate Michael, who's a junior, the only one of the 4 who is a junior.
With a number of goals that have not been scored against these two teams, Lauren, I think your prior comment there is spot on that it probably will be a high defensive game. Be interested to see, though, if either team does something different, although we won't know too much about Portsmouth, having seen them this year. But
Ava Dubois, a nice steal from Morgan Runke and sends it into the middle. Ball bouncing around up there. Anna Diaz knocks it away, and Portsmouth will come back the other way with an opportunity of their own. Dubois did a nice job on the offensive end, really kind of hectoring Morgan Runke, the defender, on our near side. Lineup for the Portsmouth Clippers. In net, we talked about Haley Coombs. She is a junior. Sophia Rinaldi was the keeper for them years past, and Coombs is one who has a great deal of experience on the club scene, but really hadn't played much in net at all for Portsmouth prior to this season because of the experienced keeper that was ahead of her. Stella Bolduc, Sally Collins, Haley Coombs, as we mentioned, Sylvia Guaracino, Eilish Honda, Carolyn Milks, Maggie Parker, Avery and Morgan Runke, Bella Slover, Avery Timmerman, rounding out that lineup for Portsmouth.
When I looked at the roster right before the game, noticed something else in peculiar. There's 4 sets of sisters on the team. 2 youngest, 2 freshmen, are in fact twins. The others are sisters 1 year apart. You don't usually see that many sister teams on one field at one time.
It's interesting. Interesting footnote. Nice job knocking the ball away by Sari Stein, and Diaz will send it over to Michael on the far side. Now up the sideline, nothing doing over there. And Bedford now with the ball into the offensive end. It'll be Diaz again, really pestering the larger Portsmouth midfielder.
First few minutes of the game, I think that it looks to be slightly to Bedford's advantage. Their ball control, the touches they've had have been a little higher quality. There we go. Good example right there.
We saw it the other day against Concord, and the same thing will hold true here against Portsmouth, in that the Bulldogs do a very good job of controlling the ball and moving with the ball in their set plays and advancing the ball. Even it's stealth. It doesn't look like they're advancing the ball, and then all of a sudden somebody finds a seam somewhere, makes a pass, and it results in at least a try.
They've done a really good job of consistently of creating that space, Lauren, that makes that speed. All of a sudden, when there's space out in front someplace, they can put the ball out there, and an attacker just, who's knows what's going on, can run right on it and bring the ball upfield all of a sudden at high velocity.
It'll be a Bedford throw. Kate Michael on it, sends it up the far sideline and off the head of Anna Diaz. Sent back into the offensive end by one of the Portsmouth defenders, and then headed there by Sari Stein and out of bounds.
Cool evening, but dry here. Nice playing field.
It is soccer weather.
It is.
Seasonally appropriate weather for a game near the end of September, that's for sure. Scoreless here, about 10 minutes in, or I should say about 5 minutes in. Portsmouth with the steal around midfield. Now looking to set up some kind of an opportunity, sends it in and has a chance on goal, but Zoe Santos wisely comes out to the 18, fields the ball, and now look to get everything set up on offense. Zoe calling the shots for Bedford. Gets it to about the 40. Kylie Morris with it, now to Ava Dubois, now over to Neve Humphrey, and out of bounds here on the near side. It'll be a Portsmouth throw going from our right to our left.
Near side right now, it's nice to see one of the officials. We've got a female, a woman, working this match.
She was the only one who was working the junior varsity game as well, so she
Really?
got her fair share of exercise in at that point. That is not easy work.
No, it's not. I can tell you.
It's
Little
like
experience
it's like
doing that.
umpiring a game
Oh,
by
look
yourself.
at that. Beautiful.
Nice touch by Crowder over to
Oh.
Ava Dubois. Dubois tried to get it to Crowder unsuccessfully, and will be back the other way for Portsmouth. Nice touch on the near side here, but Neve Humphrey there to disrupt it. Steal it from Sylvia Guaracino. Now back the other way is Guaracino, dribbling with her left foot, keeping Humphrey at bay. Sends the ball off of Humphrey's foot, and it'll be taken there. Booted back into the center by Portsmouth. Maggie Parker with it, loses the ball. Now Anna Diaz with it, sends it up the far side. And it looks like Lana Morris with it there. Or check that, Kylie Morris with it there. Stolen by Portsmouth, ball sent up the left side. Guaracino has a shot at it. Neve Humphrey has the better angle, and the ball will go out of bounds. It'll be a Bedford throw way to our left. Scoreless game, 33-25 left in the first.
There is a lot of energy out there. These girls are really playing hard, both teams, challenging. And
Avery Runke with it, sends it into the box, and attempting to make a play on the ball is Sylvia Guaracino, or check that, Stella Bolduc. And the ball goes off of her foot. It'll be a goal kick for Bedford, 32-58 remaining in the first.
very high percentage of the game so far has been played on, if you can see in the football field numbers, between the two 20s basically. Just a couple opportunities at both ends, but nothing that resulted in a shot.
Araceli Cloutier loses her footing and moves over to the right side of the field. Now the ball sent up to Anna Diaz. Anna with it at about the 40. Dribbling, controlling the ball extremely well. Very cool head for the freshman. almost like she's got the ball in remote control. Sends it over to Ava Dubois. Now to Lana Morris. Back to Ava. Ava with the right foot into the box to Grace Crowder. A little give and go attempt. Nothing doing there. And the ball sent out by the Portsmouth defender will come right back the other way. It's Guaracino with it. And now Bedford controls the ball. Crowder with it. Good opportunity for her over here on the near side. Sends it into the box. Nice try. And it's going to be off the shin of one of the Portsmouth defenders out of bounds near side for a throw for Bedford deep in the Portsmouth end. In our defense, I guess I'll start with this early. If we miss names, we're behind 2 panes of glass that haven't been cleaned, possibly since my younger child
was born.
Wasn't even a thought, wasn't even a consideration in anybody's mind. So if we miss any numbers, we're trying to do this based upon colors of cleats. So you may see it crystal clear at home thanks to our cameraman, Andrew Fenn, but we may be looking at it trying to figure out which Morris twin it is or whether it's Araceli or Sari. And there are times that it can be a little bit challenging. So we apologize to any parents, grandparents, friends in advance. Not for a lack of trying.
There are, I believe, a couple Portsmouth parents that I talked to them right before the game, and they've called back home and let some relatives know that they can watch this game tonight. Although they couldn't make it out here, they'll see their nieces or cousins, granddaughters, whomever it is.
I will say to our friends in Portsmouth who might be watching the game, be sure to text your family members anything that we do that's incorrect, and they can grab us on the way out of the booth at halftime. Particularly Bill. Bill's wearing a blue polo shirt. So
no, I was going to say Lauren's wearing a red long sleeve shirt.
Yep. True.
And I'm wearing a white Penn State jersey.
Yeah. I don't hide too well. It's it's funny.
You're well known. I mean, you know.
Think about things like that. We were doing a baseball championship or a baseball playoff game a few years ago. Portsmouth throw on the far side, ball kicked into the center. Nice job getting rid of it by Kylie, who sends it over to her sister Lana. To Ava Dubois now. Ava eyes up, looking down the right sideline, and a great ball there, hugging the sideline to Grace Crowder. Crowder leaves it in. Great job sending it to herself. It's now inside the box. The Portsmouth defender doing a nice job to corral the ball, but unfortunately for her, can't keep it in, and it'll be a Bedford throw, but that entire play set up by Ava Dubois with that nice ball up the right side.
I thought the defender probably would have gone with a pass back to the keeper to take the pressure off. Bring it to the outside like that was a little dangerous, and she did at least lose it.
Ava sends it into the box. Portsmouth sends it out of bounds. It'll be a Bedford throw. So we were attempting to do a playoff baseball game, and my broadcast partner, we had talked about a pronunciation, and it was consistently inconsistent. And the way that it sets up over at the SAU field, as the ball gets into the box, Lana Morris with it, controlling it by remote, loses the ball, and they'll say it was a
foul.
trip. And it will be a kick from about 23 yards out. His mother was standing about 15 feet behind us and kept correcting us. Finally, I'm like, buddy.
How long did it take for you to get it?
I knew it, and I kept trying to correct him, and it was it was a tough study. So
here we go, direct free kick for Bedford.
Direct free kick. It'll be Grace Crowder taking it for the Bulldogs.
It's about
we'll see how that wall holds.
24 yards out, I'd say. Oh.
Got it a little bit thin, sent it through the uprights.
Football coach over here looks excited. He said, hey,
great opportunity for the Bulldogs.
Field goals.
I will never forget Henry Dubois, Ava's father, who does a lot of photography for the team. Last year, grabbed video of Sari Stein on one of those kicks. I don't remember who it was against, but Sari was taking the kick from about the 25-yard line with her left foot, and he had the perfect angle on it, and you see the wall of three, and the wall just kind of bent. It was like watching wheat in the wind in the Midwest. And I couldn't blame those girls, because if Sari had been kicking the ball from right in front of me, I wouldn't have stood there either. It was a phenomenal video.
Ooh.
Ball sent into Portsmouth's offensive end, but nothing doing there. And there it is. Araceli Cloutier will send it up. Ball sent back again.
A less memorable moment for me in my coaching career was practicing. It was actually preseason indoor soccer. We were playing on a lousy day, and I hit the ball to our goalkeeper and really cranked it. Hit it probably better than I normally do, and hit him right in the square in the face. He fell backwards, was knocked flat, unconscious. I felt so bad. You have no idea.
Yep.
And the boys on the team, they said, "Coach, could have been a lot worse. If you hit him about 3 or 4 feet lower."
Yes, truth. Yes. No word of a lie.
High school boys, they've got great senses of humor.
Oh, they do.
Goodness.
Keeps you young. Lana Morris with it at midfield. Portsmouth removes the ball from her possession. Now it'll be sent into Portsmouth's offensive end. Neve Humphrey trying her best to get it out of there. Guaracino with it, sends it to Portsmouth's offense, but the ball gets loose and Zoe Santos will pick it up and have an opportunity to reset. 26.5 left in the first half.
Both keepers have been playing right up by the end of the penalty areas, the 18, if you will. Dropping back as they need to. They look pretty quick. And I imagine, although we can't tell up here, they may be directing traffic in front of them a little bit, helping their defense.
They are most certainly athletic keepers. Ball goes out of bounds. I believe it'll be a Bedford throw over on the far side.
As the Gene Storatory or whatever.
Sterator.
Sterator. I don't know. I
Yes.
got carried away with that. Or whatever up here. The official on the far side, I like the way that he's signaling direction on both a foul and throw-ins. The official on this side would benefit by raising that arm and helping out, especially the players.
How standardized is that?
Well, part of the problem is that it should be standardized,
Okay.
and it's just not.
Interesting.
People tend to get into, especially some of the younger officials, if they don't do it the first year or so that they referee, they may never do it.
It's, I mean, I say interesting as if I'm surprised, but then again, you see such, and I spend most of my life on a baseball field, you see so much variation among strike zones, among strike calls, among whether umpires verbally signal a ball.
Yes.
Simple things they're not supposed to. Anna Diaz with it over on the far side to Crowder. Ball rattles around at about the 18. Now kicked over the head of Neve Humphrey. Neve trying to get it before Guaracino does, and Neve wisely just lets it trickle out of bounds, and it'll be a Bedford throw on the near side.
Smart play, smart soccer.
Grace Odell with it. Loses the ball, I believe, and it'll be a Portsmouth throw from right in front of us. Odell in the game in favor of Ava Dubois for the moment, or I should say spelling Dubois.
One of the other things I think that the soccer officials that have come up in youth soccer and were trained as linesmen, or alternate officials as sometimes they're referred to, not having had a whistle that often, some of them, because they were used to having the flag and flag alone to signal directions, now they're out there, they've got the whistle instead, and they don't realize that the arm should be mimicking what they would have done had they had a flag.
Ball sent over to the near side to Grace Odell. Odell with it, sends it into the box, and it's going to be a tough play for the keeper who just elects to let it go over the end line. Look like Bedford might have a shot to get there.
We've got a wholesale line change here coming, and we got 6
That's not going to be
Clippers.
good. That's not going to be good for business over here.
Strange. Very, very, very seldom see that in the soccer field.
They are a deep program, though. We know that absolutely
sure.
for certain.
When I went online a couple days ago in preparation for this, one of the websites had Portsmouth girls varsity soccer listed like 36 girls.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't think they have quite that many unless everybody
No, they don't.
is truly double rostered.
That's kind of what they've done. That's their Mickey Smith's strategy.
Yes,
I think I've seen it in the past too. He's been there for a few years. Does a really good job. In the last few years, have really brought the program up.
Kick from Portsmouth back line, sends it all the way to the 18. Now sent out by Neve Humphrey. Nice job by
Out in Portsmouth,
Bedford to keep it in.
the Bedford boys team beat the Bedford boys in the junior varsity match, score 1-0. Bedford came on top of the Clippers.
In the JV game.
Yep,
Okay.
JV boys out in Portsmouth just finished. Varsity game out there will be starting in probably about 10 to 15 minutes. a little later than ours.
Some action down in the Bedford defensive end. A Portsmouth throw into the middle. Nice job getting it out of there by Anna Diaz. And now Portsmouth will send it back in. Kylie Morris using her head. Gets it out. Great athletic play by Kylie.
Bedford players collapsed on that defensively to a greater extent than I think they have been. Unlike right there when you saw that ball come out and was able to feed it right to one of our attackers.
Crowder controls, sends it to Morris. Morris crosses the midfield line. Nice job by Portsmouth to steal the ball, and then stealing it right back is Lana Morris. Now to Kylie in the middle. Ball stolen there by Portsmouth. Coming in with a lot of energy are these Clippers. And ball sent over to the far side. We have no idea who's over there aside from the defenseman, Kate Michael, breaking that play up. It'll be a Portsmouth throw from the far side.
I pled to our wonderful, glorious athletic director, Corey, to see if he could do something about the window. The problem is it's actually the seal that's broken. Just a good washing isn't going to make a bit of a difference.
Well, there you go.
I asked him if I could take it out, and he said no, but I heard rumor that Facilities has ordered. There's an order in for 2. You got 1 to your left. Yeah, good.
Bedford moving it upfield. McKenna Snow to Lana Morris started that whole exchange. Now Lana controlling the ball. Back to Araceli Cloutier. Over to Sari Stein. Sari sends it up the left side to Kate Michael. And she's taking it up, directing traffic now to Anna Diaz on a little give and go. Nice pass, Anna. And stymied over on the far side, the Bedford attack. And it'll be Portsmouth back the other way. So interesting to see. We've got both sides doing their fair share of attacking now. We are not playing in this middle 40. There are runs. So the game will be decided on stamina, it would seem.
We're halfway through, 20-minute mark here. And, yeah, it did change about 5-6 minutes ago, I think, Lauren. I'm not exactly positive with that number, but all of a sudden it did end up being attacks at both ends.
Neve Humphrey attacking from the defensive end. Ball knocked out of bounds there by Avery Runke, senior midfielder. And
substitute coming in for Bedford. The number is totally invisible to me.
I believe it's Crowder going off and Annie Zink coming in. And I was correct on that one. Lana Morris tried to find the newcomer Zink, sent it over the end line, and it will be Portsmouth ball going back the other way on a goal kick.
Last game, I talked about the fact that it's nice to see a few corners and balls crossed long, and our Bedford girls certainly have some great heading skills and ability to punch that ball in the net like we saw last week.
These are girls who have spent a lot of time refining the craft and take a lot of pride in what they do, and it certainly shows. And if you've had the opportunity to watch these girls over the years, they have all made great strides in who they've become as players, as part of this team, both on and off the field. Ball held in, looked like might have gotten a piece of Lana Morris's hand, but Lana will still stick with it. 3v1 up there, and a whistle. We're not quite sure what, but regardless.
Good hard whistle with the arm signal.
Yes,
somebody
you got your
must
arm
have,
signal.
Let her know.
She Lana with the body, apparently.
Yeah. Just noticed that Lana Morris's mother was kind enough to bring us some beverages from the concession stand tonight, and the cup that I've got is a leftover from the Charlie's team celebration and fundraiser this past weekend. It's a Puritan.
It was a great event, a lot of fun, very inspiring to see people out here all day. And I'm not sure whether it was the Goffstown boys or girls team that did it, but one of the two teams gave up a home game in order to be part of that. So
I did not know that.
Yes, I was told that by my wife, so I've not confirmed this independently, but it only stands to reason. Usually they're in two separate spots. Portsmouth with a try here. Ball sent on 2 hops to Zoe Santos. Picks it up, now chucks it to the near side to Annie Zink, and trying to get back the other way. Hope to find something that's a little bit unbalanced.
I assume you know
Zink.
your Sorry, Lauren, didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Like that's not easy not to sometimes.
Oh, I know.
You've got all the experience with your time in at least one large city, Kansas City. What I was going to say, though, was that to the extent that I know your wife, I know I can trust her, and I'm sure you can trust her, too.
Absolutely.
If that's what she told you, I'm sure
Good
it's true.
point, yes. So, with that said, though, Goffstown, I don't know whether it was the boys or the girls, agreed to have both sets of games here on Saturday, which gave us a unique situation of having a full slate of games here on one day, which honestly, it might be nice to do that with somebody and play a home and home with everything and have one day that's like a soccer festival here.
It certainly seemed like the turnout was greater than we've ever seen.
Turnout was amazing.
I'm sure part of that had to be for the fundraiser in honor of
completely. Absolutely.
Charlie Zink, excuse me.
Absolutely. But what I will say is when you see the younger kids that were coming out and taking part, nice header in the box by Sari Stein, and Bedford just trying to clear it now. Scoreless game, 16-17 left in the first. And nice job by the left foot, sending it way up. And giving chase was Lana Morris, but it'll wind up in the hands of, or on the feet of, Haley Coombs and sent back across the midfield line where it will be retrieved by Anna Diaz.
That was certainly really nice to hear about that. I was not aware of that concession, so to speak.
I was gonna say I heard the whistle, we heard the fans down below, but I think they might have gotten Araceli Cloutier on a tackle. By your rule, she played the ball, she got the ball, and then the offensive player went over her.
Yeah, that was unfortunately, officials a long way away. I don't know, that's like 40 yards probably across the field.
Yes, all she saw
from
was
his angle.
Body hitting the floor.
Yeah, the lead official is the one whose whistle, I think.
Far side.
I think he called it, yeah. I believe. Yeah, that was a nice sweep. The foot didn't come up, as I mentioned, I think just last week. That if the cleats come up, that makes it all totally different. Uh-oh, this is dangerous.
Avery Runke sends it into the box. Nice job by Zoe Santos in clearing things out.
Made it
Turned
look
out
easy.
to be a can of corn up there.
It was. A balloon. Helium balloon just drifted down into her hands.
And Zoe sends it back to midfield. Portsmouth holding it in. Haven't seen a whole lot of chances on either side at this point.
I don't think we actually have a shot. Both keepers handled the ball a few times. Nothing that was something that was critical to prevent the ball from entering the net, that's for sure.
Avery Runke sends it in. Araceli Cloutier sends it back out. It'll be Portsmouth throw up here. But Coombs, the keeper for Portsmouth, I believe the stat that I had seen, and the numbers have since increased. I think she has 8 shutouts. And one of the games, the one against Manchester Central, was their sophomore keeper, Charlie Looser, who pitched the shutout that day. So I believe Coombs has the shutout in 8 of the 9.
7.
Oh, check that. Yes, you're absolutely correct. So
7. Not a big difference.
So, hang on, let's look. All right, so 7 shutouts. She's got 6 of them.
And 7 for Bedford as well.
Yep. All of those, Zoe Santos.
Yep.
Ball sent over to the far side. Left side sent back into the middle. Nice job breaking it up by Portsmouth. Now the ball back up. Kylie Morris with it. Kylie, a big foot just off the right side of the foot. It'll be over the end line. And a Portsmouth goal kick. Kylie had a shot at it. She just wasn't able to get around it quite enough to bring it into the upper 90 there.
Ball just seemed to be rolling just a little bit too fast for her really to respond to it. And it's so hard to be patient. Coaches say relax, take your time. But easy to say, hard to do.
It's difficult to slow down a fast game.
And Scholastic High School soccer probably is one of the quickest consistent soccer games played at this level. College, the higher level, especially D1, tends to be slower, more like an international sort of an event, World Cup style, where the ball's played around and there's a lot of, I can't think of the word, but where players don't challenge quite as quickly, and there's they have a little more time to set things up.
Ball sent into the offensive end by Portsmouth. A couple players on the right side trying to make a run. Instead, Zoe Santos cuts that off at the pass. And she will send it up the right side.
Nice punt.
Solid punt by Santos to midfield. Portsmouth sends it back into the Bedford end, and it'll be Kylie Morris getting it out of there, crossing midfield, looking up the left side. She's got options now, sending it in
This could be
to the
interesting.
18. Annie Zink has an opportunity to get after it. Can't quite get there. Grace Crowder doing a nice job poking it away. And giving chase up there is Zink. Doing a great job trying to force a mistake by Portsmouth. And now a great ball sent up the left side. Guaracino has an opportunity at it, but nothing doing there. And Zoe Santos will have it along the end line. Wisely sends it back to her teammate on the near side.
Nicely played. The exact opposite example of how they did that versus when Portsmouth player simply turned it outside without going back to the keeper. And you can see that Bedford's got the ball all the way down the other end of the field fairly quickly.
Lana Morris fighting, emerges with the ball, now into the 18. Ooh, knocked away from Grace Crowder on that shot. Lana Morris having another try at it, and it'll be a Bedford throw from the near side. Neve Humphrey will take that one.
A little more than 10 minutes to go, and let's see if Bedford, with 2 additions, 2 fresh feet out there, and see if they can put something together here.
Zink out, McKenna Snow in for the Bulldogs. Great shot there over the head of Coombs, but unfortunately over the crossbar too.
Yeah, there's shots and then there's shots on goal. And do we have any shots on goal?
Not that I would consider
Tonight?
to be on goal per se. We're still scoreless, 10 minutes
Yep.
left in the first. Good crowd here tonight watching a well-played soccer game between 2 of the top teams in the state. I thought Bill Jennings fell out of his chair. Wasn't sure what I said this time. He's just rearranging the furniture down at the end of the booth.
He's got the thinker's pose down there. He must not have his earplug turned in to be keeping an eye on us, like
Listening to us.
the
No.
normal Secret Service agent that he is,
Not
keeping
a
an eye on
chance.
his proteges.
Bedford sends it up, ball off of a Portsmouth foot. Bedford keeps it in. Now it'll be McKenna Snow on a run. Coombs comes out, and last second, Snow centers the ball, and man, you wish you had somebody on a cross following you up there, right?
Oh.
Coombs was out of position. The Portsmouth defender was out of position. Snow was still playing the ball, and unfortunately, nobody was playing with her on that one.
I did not expect that kind of an error by Portsmouth, that's for sure.
Man, that's one that you want to take advantage of.
Boy. Yeah, I'd like
And
to watch it on replay.
And the freshman Snow was smart enough to know that she didn't have a shot on goal, but she can make something else happen for somebody else. And it just trickled right through the goal mouth.
Oh.
So here we are, still scoreless.
If we'd had another player there, that would have been just pure absolute luck, because there's no way anybody could have expected something like that to happen.
Luck is a residue of design.
Here she goes
McKenna
again. Here we
Snow
go.
Sends it to the middle. Ball's loose. Bedford may have another shot at it. And back to the 18. Good shot. Saved there by Coombs. Ball loose.
Oh.
Coombs again has an opportunity to save it. Did she grab it before it went over the end line? The answer, yes.
I'm not sure. It looks like the official was blowing the whistle. The lead official did, in fact, blow the whistle. She wasn't in a great position to see it, though. She was not close to that goal line at all.
Coombs made a nice
That's
job
what
on
she
the
did.
dive. I'm not quite sure why she played the ball when it was about to cross over the end line. But 2 wonderful chances for Bedford right there. We're still scoreless, though, within the span of about a minute.
Yeah, we had the 2 players sub in, and then, like I said, maybe that's going to spark something. Maybe something the coach said. Give the coach some extra credit on that one.
Ball sent up
Here
the
we go
left
again.
side.
Ooh.
Shot by the left wing and picked up there by sliding keeper Coombs.
Did you say the keepers are athletic?
The keepers are athletic.
They are. There's
And fearless.
great evidence. Absolutely.
Left-footed punt over to the far side.
Takes a lot of guts to run out to a ball when you've got a forward that might kick a ball or their foot moving forward towards where you're headed at the same time. It's dangerous, and yeah, it takes a lot of courage.
Andrew, is our forward on the left 14?
Intestinal fortitude and
yes.
Not guts in a game like this.
Yes. Portsmouth sends it up into the offensive end, cleared out by Neve Humphrey. Calm, cool senior. 3 seniors for Bedford on the back line. I know we mentioned that earlier, but you can't beat that kind of experience. Grace Crowder looking left side. Thinks she's got Ava Dubois up there. Ava giving chase at that ball, but can't get to it before it crosses over the far side. It is? Okay.
It's a good angle to it.
I thought it was Ava Dubois, but I was not sure, and I just was going with it. So we have McKenna Snow playing on the right wing. Ava Dubois started the game over here and has since moved over there.
And I do trust you.
Ha! It's a long way to look, man. Throw comes in from Portsmouth. 6.5 left in the first, scoreless. Again, this is one of those games. I truly think all it's going to take is one. This is not going to be a slugfest by any stretch. So, ball stolen there by Kylie Morris. Nice job to retain it. And we'll send it back, but it's intercepted there by Portsmouth. And Morris to Lana Morris. Sometimes tough to discern who is who. And now it's Sari Stein over on the far side, picking the ball up. And the ball off of Cloutier's foot, controlled there by Zoe Santos. Zoe looking, sends it up the left side, finds Ava Dubois. Ava to Lana.
Nice passes.
Great passes. And now sent up to Grace Crowder, a little give and go, and unfortunately out of the reach of Ava Dubois, and it'll roll out of bounds on the far side for a Portsmouth goal kick.
Almost looked like Ava could have been fouled on the way in or obstructed, but unfortunately, between the posts and this glass over here.
Yep, tough.
You're my witness. I
just keep having to stick my head out. I feel like a dog driving down the road. Like, hey, what's up? Hey, don't mind me. I'm just getting really loud over your shoulder. Crowder with it, stolen from her. Portsmouth will try to get it out of their defensive end, but nothing doing there. Anna Diaz, nice job. That is Anna. Anna with it, now with the left foot, trying to get something done. Now badgering the Portsmouth midfielder, trying to knock the ball away from her, and somehow she manages to stay with it. Sends it up into the offensive end. Nice job, Kate Michael, to chest it. Now take it to the left side to Ava Dubois. And now back to Sari Stein.
I really like the way the Bedford girls are getting control of the ball and turning so well on it, keeping the ball shielded from their defender.
50-50 ball down the far side, and it looks like it will be a Portsmouth throw, and indeed that is the case. And Bedford holds it in. Kylie Morris with it. Stolen there by Portsmouth. Somehow Kylie manages to get it back. Ball attempted to send in the middle to McKenna Snow, and ball will just rattle around.
A little too long.
Again, we are now playing the game in the 40 yards in front of us.
Yeah, back to that with 4 minutes left.
Scoreless. For those who are baseball fans, the Yankees just started. So
looking for a magic home run ball by somebody.
Or two from Aaron Judge. Yeah. The hardest thing is not to press when you're that close. I hope for his sake the clumps of, well, Roger Maris had hair. You hope that he had hair before the chase for 61, or before the chase for Babe Ruth's number, 60. Portsmouth controls it, sends it over to the far side. Nothing doing over there. It'll go out of bounds. Bedford throw from the far side. So I looked it up today as a baseball fan because Judge is having a great season. May well win the Triple Crown.
Yes, he is.
And you look at that, and you also look at a guy who's playing in Southern California who doesn't really get a whole lot of national recognition. But the fact that Shohei Ohtani has won 14 games and hit 30-something home runs, stolen a pile of bases, is utterly insane, and being lost in the fact that he's not playing on a very good team. But Anyway, I digress. Baseball,
Combination of everything,
the
right.
baseball hour is over, or minute, as it were. Just saying, if you're a baseball fan, pay attention to Shohei Ohtani. That's all.
Yeah.
Bedford kick from over on the far side. It'll be Sari Stein with the powerful left foot. Sends it deep into the offensive end. A lot can happen there. The ball can rattle around down there. Portsmouth tries to send it out, held in.
Handball.
Thought it was Kylie Morris holding it in, and literally she may have held it in with her hands.
Yeah, arm was up there. Official was in good position to make that call. Quick whistle. Free kick for the Clippers.
Neve Humphrey with it. We stopped the clock at the 2-minute mark. And McKenna Snow with it along the near side. Gets it to
Whoa.
Lana Morris, and it's sent out of bounds, but they say it is Bedford ball, which I don't think either of us necessarily agree with. McKenna Snow with it. Snow looking up the right side, finds Morris. Now attempt back to Snow. The ball popping around. Crowder with it to the middle. Bedford has a chance. Looks like Anna Diaz with it over. I checked that. That's Anna on the far side, or Ava Dubois on the far side. Now it'll be Snow
I like
sending
this.
it
Look at
into
this.
the box. Great job by the
Oh.
Portsmouth defender knocking it away. And Bedford somehow manages to hold it in. Kylie Morris with it. Now a right-footed trickler
I imagine this is going to about do
to
it
the
here.
Portsmouth keeper, and you're about right. That may do it for us. Coombs kicks it with the left foot, bounces across midfield. Guaracino with it, fans on it, and she can't hold it in. Bedford throw going back the other way, left to right again. Portsmouth kind of trying to play a little bit of keep away right now. If you can't get anything going on offense, there's no reason to let the other guys do it either. I'm not saying that they haven't to this point. I'm just saying that late in the half, it could be tough. Crowder with it. Try it on a give and go to McKenna Snow. Nothing doing there. And Portsmouth, they'll send it out of bounds. It'll be Bedford throw from the far side, assuming they have time. So Neve Humphrey with it. She'll take the throw over there. And Neve's throw into the box. Portsmouth with a left foot and now trying to hold it in. And fortunately for Portsmouth, it was starting to roll across the line. It looked like Bedford might have had a shot at a corner, and one of the Portsmouth players just kicked it
And with
off
that,
of the Bedford wing. And with that, you're absolutely right. We come to the end of our first 40 minutes of girls soccer here at Bulldog Stadium. Our goals in the first half, well, we didn't have any, but that's not for a lack of trying, and that's not for a lack of great soccer, Bill.
no, and although I said there weren't any shots on goal, there were shots. They were working hard. There was a lot of effort out there by both teams, and it was pretty much even. I'd say, you know, if you look at the stats, everything, between fouls, throw-ins, everything else. Coach's mother here,
Yes.
Michelle Winnings, mom, just waved into the booth up here. And I will mention one thing about baseball here.
Yes.
Give me my 20 seconds that when I was watching some games over the weekend after working with you, and you doing such a great job, and I know you've had some history up in the baseball booth broadcasting, how much different it is for football, baseball, especially not the play-by-play guy, but the color guy, to get a word in edgewise in a soccer match, where in the other sports you've got natural breaks that you really have time to
Football
fill.
is made for color. Baseball is made for color. Soccer, it's hard to find the balance. So we're still trying. Anyway,
Hey,
we're at halftime.
good
We're
luck.
scoreless.
The second half.
Maybe we'll get it. We will. Are we staying with the camera on? We're turning us down. And scoreless game. We'll be back for the second half here in a little bit on BCTV. Back at Bulldog Stadium, Lauren Fox alongside Bill Klein. No, this is not the beginning of the first half. However, it is scoreless. We are where we started, only with 40 minutes of soccer and some exhausted human beings rolling around here. I don't know what Bill Jennings is saying, but he's like mouthing words. Oh, she's going to interview me. God forbid.
Later.
Later. Can I plead the fifth? Bedford is now going right to left across your radio dial, but you're not watching it, or you're not listening on radio, you're watching on TV.
Where did you do radio? Also in Kansas City? Or?
I did it here for a while. We used to do a
Oh.
weekly show. Ask Bill Jennings about it. He'll tell you all about it. He's got all my highlights.
The Lauren Fox Show.
It was Fox on Sports.
Fox
they
on
came up
Sports.
with a name, and I just did the show.
I do recognize that.
Great job by Portsmouth or by Bedford going up the right side, and Portsmouth sending it away, but Bedford appears to have eaten their Wheaties at halftime, let's just say.
The shot blocked totally by the defender, unfortunately, and straight out of bounds. Really
couple great
into the middle.
Indeed. Couple great opportunities for Bedford about 32 minutes into the first half. Neither one of them bore fruit. And here we are starting the second half. And so far, I guess, and I say so far, 90 seconds in, it's been a half of runs. Portsmouth now with it up the left side, sending a mighty kick into the box to Zoe Santos. And Zoe charges, catches, and will get rid of it. So we've had both teams with good opportunities 90 seconds in.
There was some pressure coming on right around her, and she actually had to dive to get that ball under possession before the Clippers attacker had the opportunity to beat her to it.
Intelligent play made by an experienced goalie. And the ball sent into the box. Ava Dubois had a chance at it. Looks like it went off of a Portsmouth foot, and it will be a Bedford throw on the near side. Kate Michael will take it. Gets it to Ava Dubois, heads it into Grace Crowder. Ball taken away by Portsmouth. Now Michael's head, and
you don't see this very often, but a number of times the official over on this side, I don't know if you can see the range of the camera over here, wide angle wise, but she's letting the players decide who's going to throw the ball in. Notice that now.
As in which team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, she hasn't signaled. She stands there and watches, and 9 out of 10 times the team that should throw it in goes and picks it up. The other team concedes. They want to get into position to play for the throw-in defensively, and I think that's what we're seeing over here.
Ball tipped into the box. Haley Coombs with it. So if it was not to her agreement, would she overrule it? If both players went to take the throw?
That's a good question, Lauren. I don't know.
Why, if you were the official, would you do that?
Because you're not sure.
I will say in her defense, she's now done 123 minutes of soccer today. That's not easy by anybody's standards.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. And who knows if in some cases, some of these officials, especially the lack of officials all over the state, have been asked to do even as many as 3 games in one day. Who knows? Or what else she had to do earlier today. But I'm just commenting relative to the fact that it's something that we do see. And those of you that are watching this match, if you see a throw-in that you think should have gone the other way, and you don't see the official signaling maybe, or you just see a player go out, pick it up, and throw it in, she's allowing them to do that.
Ball sent into Bedford's offensive end, now back the other way, and Kate Michael had a shot. That time we did have a signal from the official. She must have heard you talking, Bill.
Well, she used a hand signal.
She used the hand signal
earlier, so maybe she is wired into me. You know?
Kylie Morris with it, looking up front, trying to get it to her sister Lana, and winds up getting it over to the far side. McKenna Snow with it, using her right foot. Anna Diaz on the left. McKenna playing around a bit, but nothing doing there, and the ball will get poked away. It'll be Portsmouth back the other way, and actually it winds up going back to Neve Humphrey, so Bedford holds it in.
A lot of pressure in that first play. She had 2 defenders right on her quickly, marking her tight. Some matches, I'd say especially in either boys or men's games, you'll see almost like the opposite of what I was just mentioning, where you'll see players of both teams try to grab the ball to throw it in.
Yes, I mean, that's what I'm kind of accustomed to seeing, so it makes this unique. But
Lauren, part of that actually is some coaches say, go grab it. And
Morris, Crowder, trying to find Morris, but Coombs will wind up picking it up. In the hopes
that they may be able to get away with getting that throw. And some officials will do that. Will let them take it.
Ball kicked out by Coombs. And Kylie Morris sticking with it. And ball sent back by Michael to Zoe Santos, who kicks it. takes a Bedford bounce by all means, and coming up the left side, Ava Dubois, who manages to hold that ball in. Nice job by the center back for Portsmouth to get it across midfield. But Grace Crowder for Bedford winds up with it. Now Kylie Morris has it.
Nice win there on that air ball for the Bedford.
Anna Diaz taking a chance on a pass to Kate Michael. Didn't get quite enough on it. But the ball will wind up in the hands of Bedford. Fanned on there by the Portsmouth defender and sent out by another one of the Portsmouth defenders. Now up the left side, Portsmouth's got a shot trying to beat Neve Humphrey off the dribble.
That challenge right before that could have possibly been a foul on the Portsmouth player.
I was wondering.
The way that she stopped and blocked the Bedford player's opportunity to continue to run. I looked back at the referee and didn't see him raise the whistle. Sometimes
it's funny
that happens.
How much consistency there is among these sports. Ball sent off the head of Morris to Snow. Now back to Morris up front. Grace Crowder with it. Crowder trying to find somebody to get rid of the ball. To Anna Diaz. Anna with it. Now looks behind her to Snow with the left foot. And the ball sent into the box. Rattle around a bit. Bedford's got a shot. But that one not off the foot of Bedford, I don't think. I think that one off of Portsmouth Tucum's. And now with 32:50 left, we're still scoreless.
News flash out in Portsmouth. The Bedford boys have gone ahead of the the Portsmouth Clippers. Scored a 1-0. Don't have any details on who scored or anything, but Bedford's up 1-0 out in Portsmouth in the boys' game.
Where did you acquire such information?
The magic of technology.
Well, that's how kind of everything works right now.
It's
but yeah,
just amazing.
Or magic or absolute failure of technology. But yes.
One of our good friends, associates, and also a BCTV play-by-play guy,
Jerry's out
Jerry
there.
Texer. Is that his son's
Jerry's
game?
Giving your information.
Yeah, I talked to him right before the game and let him know that I'd love to be able to share some good news, especially, hopefully.
Portsmouth trying to hold it in, successfully manages to do so. We'll see what Bedford can do to get it out of harm's way, and they are able to do it.
A little quick pressure there that they haven't had for a bit, and look at this. I'm not sure what that was, and
I didn't even see it.
Some of the fans said the same thing. That's another example where the ball went the wrong direction for the throw.
Portsmouth sends it back the other way into the offensive end. Zoe Santos will let it get to her in the box, and she'll take a kick at it.
Probably switch fields here. I think she's going to probably put it over towards the right, her right.
We have an unidentified Portsmouth player up here on the near side, the near wing, which is not really of any use to us. So number 19, as it were. The other sort of difficult thing about this Portsmouth roster is it's not in numerical order. So good luck finding anybody. McKenna Snow dribbling, remote control over to the far side.
Trying to cross it
Sends
in.
it back to Snow, but taken away by Portsmouth. Now Snow has it. Gets it, not a full square shot, but sends it over to the right side of the goal mouth. And a
offsides.
Did they call an offsides
Yeah.
there? Interesting.
Yep.
Now Coombs will send it out. Ava Dubois with a head.
My guess is, I would say it's not a guess, but that call based on the fact that the official over there put his arm up immediately to signal indirect, and there wasn't anything else that happened that would have been an indirect type of a foul, so it had to be offsides. Process of elimination.
Bedford throw near side. Subs coming in, Annie Zink in, Ava Dubois out, and then some wholesale subs for Portsmouth.
I wonder if Mickey Smith also coaches ice hockey.
I was going to say, right? Wouldn't that make sense?
All the girls jumping over the boards.
Line change. Well, I mean, if you have enough of them and they're talented, you might as well use them. Sari Stein sends it back to Zoe.
And honestly,
Zoe.
Lauren, if you take a look at the two benches, I don't know if you can see that on TV, but it looks like there's a full contingent, another team
Yes.
over there on the bench, and that should not include the JV team players. They should not be there during this match. technically, but who knows?
I will say, looking at some of these names, though, a number of these girls are double rostered. So that may be
Yes.
part of the equation, too. And Bedford does the same, although not all of those who are double rostered are with the varsity team this evening. Scoreless game, 29-15 left here in the game. Somebody trying to get a good chance out of it. Ball sent up. Kylie Morris tries to hold it in, unable to do so. Portsmouth will come back the other way. Good ball sent, and now it's just going to be a foot race. Nice job by Neve Humphrey to play the angle, cut off the offensive player, and we'll see who the ball went off of. Bedford making a bid that it was a goal kick, but it will be a corner kick taken by the Clippers on the far side. So talk about a game where both teams haven't really had much of an opportunity. Well, it strikes me that where you might see something happen is on a set piece.
Absolutely. And corners should give them the opportunity to have that chance to get the ball up in the air in front of the keeper. Let's see what she does with it. It looks like a good one, and it's punched out by Eva for another corner. This one's probably going to come over to this side.
It would make sense if it came back to this side. I will say, nice ball into the box. Zoe Santos doing about all you could do at that point and punching the ball out, making a big difference.
And that actually was similar to the cross that resulted in a goal on Saturday.
Yes.
It was fairly close to the goal. The keeper was right there and possibly was obstructed by one of her own defenders.
Runke sends it into the box. Nice job getting it out of there. I believe that was Anna Diaz making the touch that got the ball out. And now some of Bedford's experienced defenders are trying to fight over the ball, get it out of the box. And nice job by Sari to get it away. And then finally on the far side, Neve Humphrey sends it away, and a penalty is called against Portsmouth. Looked like Neve was sort of pulled down as she was trying to get the ball out of the defensive end.
Yeah, you don't see it too often, and it used to be that the rules required players to keep their shirts tucked in, and officials kind of like that because sometimes when the player's grabbed, it was obvious when the shirt becomes untucked that they were grabbed, but it's not a requirement anymore. I don't believe it in any level. I'm not positive, but...
Snow on the throw. Portsmouth gets the ball, sent back the other way. Bedford winds up with it after a couple touches. Nice job on the header by Crowder. May have used a little bit of body. Gets it over to Zink. Tries to, I should say. Now Morris to Crowder in the middle. Crowder found a little bit of space, which has been really hard to come by. And now Portsmouth controlling, but Kylie Morris will hold it in for the Bulldogs. Two Clippers directly in front of her, sends it to Annie Zink, now to Crowder in the middle. Over to Anna Diaz. Diaz can't get to the ball. Kate Michael had a shot at it after the Portsmouth defender touched it.
Generally speaking, I'd say that the Bedford players have stayed spread out a little bit better. The Portsmouth players have been bunching up somewhat. Hubbard's been successful, so.
Did you see a foul there?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I didn't either.
Where's the replay? Where's the replay?
Not the soccer guy.
Andrew.
But I didn't really see anything that would justify a foul there. Ball kicked high and deep by the Clipper and headed out. And now Portsmouth with a shot. Zoe Santos will come after it, knock it down, pick it up on a hop, and
made that look very, very routine.
25.5 left here in the game. Now Santos will get it away. Sends it toward the far sideline for McKenna Snow, and off of Snow's head, out of bounds.
Real quick update. The first half has ended for the boys' game out in Portsmouth with the score no change, 1-0 in favor of the Bedford Bulldogs.
The official on the far side being fastidious about the positioning of the throw.
Yes.
Portsmouth trying to steal a few extra yards. Nothing doing there. And now back the other way. It'll be Kylie Morris with it. Crowder in the middle. Crowder, nice touch. Over to Michael on the near side. Looking for Zink on the near sideline. Goes off her foot, trying to hold it in as Annie Zink, but they say that she can't.
Ooh.
We don't agree with that? I don't really necessarily know that I agree with that either. Portsmouth throw.
Well, we're a biased group up here in the broadcast booth, but I'll tell you, I think everybody had the same.
Yes, we all. I mean, granted, we don't really have a view of it, but I still didn't think it was out. Ball rolling. Anna Diaz has it. Anna is pushed from behind.
That was a foul.
That was a foul, but nothing was called. The ball kicked over the end line. It will be a goal kick that Bedford will take.
Young officials, and I have no idea how much experience this official on the near side, for us near side, has, but one of the things that some young officials tend to do is they see the ball, it looks like it's going to go out, and they get the whistle ready and they blow it.
Yep.
And they blow it. They blow the call just because they're already responding, reacting to it, and there's no rush. It's like baseball. The ball gets thrown into second base on a sliding tag play, and a good baseball umpire out there on the bases doesn't call safe or out right away. They wait to see, maybe ask the fielder, show me the ball.
Well,
dusty field or behind the plate.
Regardless of whether you're showing anybody the ball, you go to as the ball is sent into the offensive end, but Coombs will pick it up. You go to any Little League or high school field, you're seeing calls that are made sometimes even before the play happens, where the guy's he's ready. He's going to make the out call. You go to the major leagues, you're waiting. It is a slow process, and you watch a very deliberate where somebody watches it, and then they watch it again, and then they make their judgment.
Yep.
And that's a lot of times umpires both. Ball center in the middle. It's rolling around in the box, and Haley Coombs comes back to it. Bedford with a couple chances at it.
By far, that's the closest to multiple goal-scoring opportunities. Not they could have gotten more than one on that series of touches, but oh my gosh.
Rolled through the box. Annie Zink had a shot at it. Lana Morris had a shot at it. Several players did, and nothing doing. It couldn't get through, but you look at the difference between green umpires and those that are experienced, and it's the confidence to know that you don't have to make that call immediately.
Yeah, it's huge. Huge difference in when you see that it's almost exactly the same in every single sport in some way, shape, or form. And that's one of the things in baseball that I remember when I was there, and we haven't even talked about this, but the games that I did, the last thing that you want to do is put your arm up and call somebody out, and then the ball's laying on the ground.
Yep.
Or dribbling away, and everybody else knows it but you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right there. You're in the right place at the right time, but you blow the call. Kind of.
We are not saying the officials are blowing the call.
No.
All we are saying.
Did I say that? I didn't mean to say that.
Nothing of the sort.
They end up getting it right, and that's one of the things that I know that was worked on for many years.
Crowder with it for Bedford, stole the ball, somehow maintains possession.
This could be
deep shot that looked like it might have had a chance to sneak over the hands of Coombs and right under the crossbar, but no dice. It rolls all the way back to the edge of the track, but didn't miss by a whole lot, at least not from our perspective.
One of my favorite stories baseball-wise was from a friend of mine that was down someplace like in, Tennessee, Kentucky, minor league game. He was trying to work his way up. Guy from up here in New Hampshire, and went to school down in Florida, got the call, and he said he's in a stadium, and really a lot of very, very verbal fans. And second base, he bang play, and he calls the guy out, and of course that was the visiting team. Signals the out. Right away realizes he goofed up. Play was safe. The second baseman, the runner, they both know that he made the wrong call. And they said, "What kind of a call was that?" He said, "Hey, it's only the three of us that know that I missed that call. Everybody else thinks I made the right call. Nobody can see this far." That's the way they were coached.
Mm-hmm. Think so.
Yeah, the boys' game out in Portsmouth should be restarting probably any minute now, with a 1-0 score in favor.
Bedford ball, far side, brought back to the middle. Kylie Morris with it. Portsmouth looks like they may have sent it out of bounds, and sure enough, didn't hear a whistle, but saw a sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign.
Cole Deal is the young man that scored the one goal for Bedford out there in Portsmouth a little while ago.
Nice job by Sari Stein holding the ball in. Now Kylie Morris with it over to the far side. McKenna Snow. Snow beats her defenseman. Now dribbling toward the end line, sends it back to the middle to Lana Morris, where Portsmouth clears it out.
Nice
but
square
we have
pass.
a whistle there, and I'm not quite sure what the whistle was. I'll turn to the official to my right in hopes that he might be able to diagnose it.
I could not see anything at all.
I will say it's a good opportunity for Bedford here. At least it would appear to be as such.
Considering it appeared to be thought it was inside the penalty area.
I think they ruled that it was just outside the penalty area. I'm not quite certain what it was.
Yeah,
from all
it's
the way
placed
down there.
outside. What I was going to say is obviously it's not a direct free kick, or it would have been a penalty kick, but I have no idea.
Ball sent in by Neve Humphrey.
Oh,
Header
nice.
off the back of a head. A shot taken there by Bedford. No dice. Portsmouth sends it out. Kate Michael doing a nice job to keep it in with the back of her head. And now Anna Diaz had a chance to keep it in. Couldn't do it. Tough play. And it'll be a Portsmouth throw from down here on the near side. So Bedford has now had 4 what I would consider to be pretty solid opportunities to score.
Yes, they were, Lauren. They've had the chances, and they've gotten as close as you can get without scoring, basically. That last flurry down there, we had the 3 touches. I think part of the issue was the ball was never on the ground. It was in the air that entire time around waist height. That's very difficult. Probably the worst height to deal with as far as trying to get a ball under control or putting your foot behind it.
Scoreless game, about 18 minutes left. Portsmouth has it, making a run. Cleared out of there by Sari Stein, and ball gets loose from the Portsmouth defender, who then sends it to her right, and that one will roll out of bounds. It'll be a Bedford throw from over here on the near side. Michael to take it. Gets it to Zink. Zink looking to the middle, but saw a Portsmouth player, not a Bedford one, and Portsmouth will take over. And coming right back the other way is Portsmouth, sending it back to the middle. And now back to the sideline. Looks like it went off of Portsmouth, and indeed that's the case. The official had pointed this way. I thought it was the right call. Portsmouth fans did not think it was the right call, but
No.
hey, you taught me that I have to look at the officials, so I did.
Yeah, well, what ends up happening sometimes is when the fans see kind of what I was seeing there, where there's been a couple calls definitely the wrong way, then they begin seeing even more, whether
Yes.
they're there or not. And that's true in baseball as well, with especially this.
Ball sent in to Lana Morris,
ball-
now kicked by Annie Zink. Shot on goal, just off goal, through the goal mouth and out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Portsmouth.
That's a situation where patience, if she'd just taken a little bit more time to, instead of kicking it long and across, bring it square, very likely could have, well, I say very likely, may have been playable, could have gotten a shot off from it.
So a goal kick, 16:20 left here in the game. Ball, nice job by the Portsmouth midfielder of sending it back over her head, and Portsmouth trying to hold the ball in. Now it's Annalise Campbell with it. Campbell dribbling, gets around her man. Now the ball sent over to the near side. A little bit too much on it, and that'll roll out of bounds. Bedford throw. Scoreless game. All it's going to take is one. We talked about this earlier, and all it's going to be is one run. Annie Zink with it. Now Grace Crowder and the Portsmouth defender collide. Might have gotten away with it as a 50-50 until the arms extended, and then that was really where the problem lay.
The official on the far side made that call, and he saw the same exact thing that we did from this angle. The official on this side
If you
didn't get involved.
If you collide and you don't extend your arms, I think you're fine. Might have a shot.
You might be.
But that one sent into the box, headed. A little bit of trouble
Dangerous,
going on down
not
there.
really,
Yep.
not really cleared, but
And at least sent over the sideline, so it'll be a Portsmouth throw with about 15-10 left here in the game. Throw to the middle. Kylie Morris tries a header. Bedford with the ball. It'll be Grace Crowder with it. Crowder somehow maintains progress, and Bedford can't maintain possession, but at least stifled that threat. And now it's Michael giving chase to a Portsmouth offensive player whose number is not listed on our roster, and it'll be a Portsmouth throw from way to our right.
The number of times that there have been more than 3 consecutive touches by one team has been highly favorable to the Bedford girls. The Portsmouth girls have not connected very often like that.
That
However,
one,
here we go again.
throw that was a header headed by Bedford, out of bounds, and it will be a corner kick taken by the senior midfielder, Avery Runke. Zoe Santos back there in the middle of a bunch of Portsmouth players, and Portsmouth had a great shot at the goal, but the player kind of came through it a little bit too strong and left of the goal. The left side of the goal was open.
Yeah, I didn't expect that ball to go anywhere other than towards the goal, and
Somehow the corner kick made it all the way through the goal mouth. She had a great shot at it, but just sort of missed it. Tough play. Great chance for Portsmouth, and now Bedford fortunate to be clinging to a scoreless tie. 13:45 left.
that young lady's probably going to replay that in her mind tonight.
Both teams have had
Number of times.
some decent chances. Bedford more so than Portsmouth. Portsmouth holds it in. Player number 19, who we don't know, not listed. 19 sends it up over the end line, and it'll be a Bedford goal kick. 13:20 left in a scoreless game.
I thought Eva probably would have picked that up, and she had the opportunity to do it, keep it in, and
19 she is.
Punt.
Okay. Carolyn Milks is number 19. I wrote down 10 when I looked at yours. All right, somebody else has dysfunctional handwriting. Kylie Morris with it, sends it up front to Grace Crowder. Crowder dribbling out in front. Crowder still with it. Now sends it
nice.
up front to Lana Morris. Lana trying to maintain a little bit of space. Now sends it over to the far side. And going to have to send it back to the middle eventually. Not certain. I think that's McKenna Snow over on the far side. McKenna doing some fancy footwork, but it ultimately will result in what you and I both thought was a corner kick. Our fans also thought was a corner kick, but the official on the far side is the only one whose opinion matters.
I was disappointed that it wasn't a corner kick, but I
Okay.
can't say that I disagree with the call. I wish that these girls every so often would go for the corner kick. Kick it off the defender out there.
It looked like the
When
Portsmouth
you're that
girl
deep.
dragged it back and just missed it off the drag back. But
And you may be right.
I have
Lauren.
an
Absolutely.
awful angle on
Hey,
all this stuff.
Here we go again. Here's
Crowder with it
Whoop.
over to the far side. Portsmouth breaks up the pass. Now Bedford breaks up one of their own. And the ball sent into the middle to Annalise Campbell again. Bedford winds up with it. Sari Stein directing traffic to Crowder in the middle. And now it'll be Anna Diaz with it. Anna dribbling to her right. Sends it over to Neve Humphrey. Up the side to McKenna Snow. Snow back to the middle to Morris. Off of Morris's shin and picked up there by Coombs.
Got just under 12 minutes to go. And like Lauren said just a little while ago, it probably will be one goal that, if it happens.
Yeah, I was going to say if it happens
If
at
it
all.
happens.
I wouldn't. At this point, if somebody offered me an over 0.5, I don't think I'd take it. But that one sent deep into the Portsmouth offensive end. Neve Humphrey doing a nice job to cut off the Portsmouth wing at the pass and send it over the sideline. It'll be a throw for the Clippers with about 11 minutes left in the game.
Our stats that we have available on the Portsmouth wins, losses, and whatnot don't show, unfortunately wouldn't show if it was an overtime win in any of their matches. But I know that
Do they play?
Bedford.
I don't think they play overtime, do they? I don't
Yes.
think they play in the regular season. Maybe I'm wrong.
yeah, we do.
We do.
I think it's 2 5s.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. And it's it is sudden victory
Yes.
in high school. It's not
Yes.
the other type. I got a positive spin on it.
Well, yeah. I mean,
We have an injured Bedford player going.
Nah, it's
no,
a-
I couldn't tell what that was.
set piece from the fifth. Boisterous Portsmouth fans telling Coach Smith he's doing a good job. I think he knows, guys.
Actually, I think what that was the referee in front of the Portsmouth bench was, quote, admonishing the bench or the coach because he did have his back turned towards us and that little delay there.
What could you be getting chewed out for on that when you just got a free kick?
You never know.
Ball
You
sent into
never
the
know.
offensive end. Araceli Cloutier with it. Now to Grace Crowder at midfield. Ball is lost.
Sometimes
It's Campbell, or
sometimes
Annalise Campbell.
when the call goes for a team, that team might belt out something like, it's about time, ref, that you called one either against them or for us.
Huh.
And
Yeah, I mean, I've been there.
you
Crowder trying to get to the ball, but can't get to it. Obstructed a bit there, and they call a foul on Grace on that one. She had no shot to get to a ball. The official, Gene Steratore, to my right. What say you? What would you have
The
called?
ball was close enough. She was playing it, and she wasn't really obstructing. There was just absolutely nothing.
Okay, fair
Nothing.
enough.
There was nothing.
Kylie Morris with a header. That'll make your bell ring a little bit.
It wasn't even a play on because there was no foul. There was just nothing.
Crowder with it, dribbling into the offensive end. They're giving her all kinds of cushion. Nice pass there by Crowder, but just out of the reach of Lana Morris. And now Bedford going to have a shot out of this, it feels like. Annie Zink to Kylie Morris. Kylie settles, now gets it over to the far side to McKenna Snow. Ball bounces around off the foot of Snow, out of the reach of Diaz. And it'll be Portsmouth coming back the other way, but they do not have numbers. It's a 3-on-5. That one sent in, but they will say that Avery Cole, senior wing, was out of bounds. It'll be a Bedford throw over here on the near side, 8.5 minutes left. And with that, Portsmouth will get a throw going right back the other way. Substitutions coming in. Campbell out for Portsmouth. And Crowder out. And it looks like Grace Odell coming in for Bedford.
Throw-in looks like it's probably going to go her way.
Sally Collins with the throw. And sent with the left foot of Kate Michael out of bounds. It'll be another Portsmouth throw. Sally Collins doing throw 2.0. And
substitutions here for Portsmouth.
More Portsmouth stuff. We couldn't have done that in the last dead ball 5 seconds ago. I mean, do we have other things on our mind? Didn't like the setup. Send some new ones out.
You never know.
Works.
You never know.
Whatever works. Emily Kumpf will take the throw. And not a particularly good one. Gets it stolen by McKenna Snow. Back over to the far side. Grace Odell. Odell takes a couple touches. Now to Lana Morris. Morris cues one up, sends it in the middle. Headed there by the Portsmouth defender. Odell takes a step to it, had a shot at the ball, couldn't come up with it. And now Kylie Morris fighting for the ball. They're just letting him play now a bit. Neve Humphrey trying to keep the ball in, able to do so. Sends it to Araceli Cloutier, and now Anna Diaz with it. Diaz pushed a couple times. Surprised that there's no call made, and
there was.
There was a delayed call if Bedford had wound up with it. See, I'm learning things.
Exactly.
If Bedford had come up with it, it would have stayed Bedford ball. It would have been continuation, but
the official on the far side, you can probably see that on the game tape there on your TV set. The official put his hand out, did in fact call play on. We can't hear it from up here, but it was a play on, and then when the player lost control, he did blow the whistle. That was a nice call.
Neve Humphrey sends it in, headed there. A couple Bedford players responsible. Great shot there, and again, the left foot of Lana Morris goes through the uprights. By my count, I think that's the 6th decent opportunity that Bedford has had today. I'm sure Coach Winnie is cataloging them.
You're spot on, Lauren. No question about it. There've been a half dozen chances, and that one was especially disappointing because Lana did have enough time and just hit it a little too high.
Anna Diaz bothering the offensive player for Portsmouth, doing a great job. Kylie trying to hang on to it, couldn't, hoping a teammate would help her out. Nobody was able to. And now it'll be a 50-50 ball. Nice job by Odell to go up and get it. And Portsmouth will hold it in. They may have a shot. About 5:45 left here in the game, scoreless. Kate Michael doing a nice job settling things down. Anna Diaz with it, got some green in front of her, over to Lana Morris. Now to the far side to Odell. Odell sends it in. Great ball by Grace Odell, but a little bit of hesitation on the part of the Bedford offensive player here on the near side, Zink.
She would have had to have been wider to not be running almost in the same direction that ball was flying in.
Wider would have helped. The other thing that I
deeper.
think she was cognizant of is whether she was going to be offside when the ball was kicked.
Absolutely.
So good on her for not being offside, but a nice ball sent by Odell. Coombs will send this one into the middle. It will roll around. Bedford has had their chances, but here we are still scoreless. 5 minutes remain in the game, and
time being kept on the field.
Time is now kept on the field, and we're also just going to keep it up here for kicks. So there you go. It will not be accurate, but we know where things stand. Lana Morris with it, taking it in, looking for somebody, finds Anna Diaz. Anna loses it. And Portsmouth will take it. Anna doing a great job to try to win it back. But
seldom does Bedford give up a pass like that. There's no pressure on her, but they're tired.
Yep, a lot of these girls have not spent a whole lot of time off so far. Nice job there by Humphrey to send it out.
Nice pass outside to
now
spread
Odell
the field.
Will send it up to Lana Morris. Morris burning up the sideline, heading to the middle, sends it to the middle to Coombs, and Coombs makes a diving save at the top of the goal mouth, but that one wasn't going in, it was just going across. Nice job by Morris to try to make something out of that.
The keeper still's got to be there, be in the right position, and read it, time her run and everything else to not give something else up.
That one sent into the offensive end. Nice job by Humphrey. Couple blocks by Neve, and finally it'll roll out of bounds. It'll be a Portsmouth throw down the far side, but great positioning by Neve Humphrey on those two to make it so Portsmouth didn't really have a shot at all.
Like we said before at the beginning of the game, we thought it was probably going to be somewhat defensive, and the surprising thing is the number of shots that opportunities Bedford's had. I can't picture too many Portsmouth scoring opportunities, but defensively they've played very, very well.
By our count, roughly 3:10 left here in this scoreless game. Portsmouth holding it in on Bedford's offensive end. Zoe Santos makes a save on a ball sent in.
Yeah.
And Bedford will send it back the other way. Zoe sending it toward midfield and just trying to make something out of it here, but unfortunately they can't. Portsmouth coming back the other way. And that one sent toward Annalise Campbell on the near side. She can't do anything with it, so it'll be a Bedford throw on the near side. About 2:50 left. Ball in the middle off the cleat of the Portsmouth forward. And a little bit of miscommunication on the part of the Bedford defensive players as well as the keeper, Zoe Santos. And it's going to be a corner kick for Portsmouth, I think. No, they're saying that it was a goal kick.
Portsmouth fans made the call. It was a corner.
I wish I could say that I disagreed with them, but I don't. It looked like by the time all was said and done, one of the Bedford players knocked it over the line, but as it was, my opinion truly doesn't matter.
My frustration, if I was out there down there coaching, would be the fact that this official is just not signaled. There was no signal for goal kick or corner kick.
And you would notice that?
Oh, I would.
Snow off, Crowder on.
I try to keep my mouth shut, but I didn't always do that very well.
Oh, that's maturity. You'll get there eventually. Grace Odell sends it in. Has another shot at it after it goes off the Portsmouth defender. Grace Crowder now to Odell. Odell steaming up the left side. And the Portsmouth defender sends it around Grace Odell. And that time that Annalise Campbell sends it off Grace Crowder, it'll be a Portsmouth throw as we sit about 1:10 left here in regulation. Throw, chested there by Kate Michael, did a nice job to hold the ball in. Portsmouth sends it up the near sideline. The ball will stay in bounds. And this time it's Sari Stein who sends it off the foot of a Portsmouth offensive player. And Bedford with a throw up the near side. Just under a minute. Portsmouth looks like they might have a shot here. The ball rolling toward the
cleared
left side of the box, but cleared out
midfielder
again by Neve Humphrey. Great job by her. And again, sent up one more time. Lana Morris on the long ball. Lana with a chance. Can she beat her defender? Lana manhandled over there. Holds it in, looking for anybody just to take one shot. Finds Anna Diaz, who sends it to Haley Coombs, and Coombs makes the save.
And the whistle should blow.
And the whistle's going to go,
right
and
about
I
there.
thought in 10 seconds, but here we are.
I believe we were going to have a 5-minute intermission, followed by 2 5-minute overtime periods with a 2-minute break in between those two, I believe.
I don't know. I see the official walking across.
There'll be another coin toss.
I don't think anybody quite knows. We're not in the minority here.
The ball's placed at midfield.
Well, there you go. That would lead me to believe we have more play ahead of us. So if we're taking a 5-minute intermission, we're going to cut our mics for a second. Nobody wants us to talk for 5 more minutes. Scoreless through regulation. Back after this, you're watching Bedford High School Girls Soccer on BCTV. And welcome back to Bedford. Welcome back to Bedford High School Bulldog Stadium. Scoreless game as we have played 80 minutes of soccer, and guess what? We get to play as many as 10 more, and it doesn't even cost you anything to watch. They will take it out of Bill Klein's salary as a BCTV broadcaster, which, as we all know, is zero.
Oh.
Yeah, it's taken out of mine, too.
Okay.
We get the big bucks for this, dude.
Cheapers.
Yep.
Yeah, and the officials aren't going to get paid any extra either.
No.
Well, they're going to work a little bit longer this evening.
We will see what happens. Bedford going right to left across your radio dial, but we're not doing this game on radio. If you're watching on TV and using your TV like a radio, well, thank Mark Cuban for that, I guess. Still scoreless, 9.5 left.
And I have not received an update from Portsmouth where the boys are playing.
Nice job to divest Portsmouth of the ball by Sari Stein, but Portsmouth mounting a bit of an attack here. And nice job by Kate Michael to get rid of the ball. Now sent into the middle. Portsmouth has a shot. Stopped there by Araceli Cloutier. And the ball sent back toward midfield where it is stolen by Lana Morris. Lana finding her teammate Grace Crowder at the 35-yard line of the football field. Sends it over to the far side. Portsmouth defender stops it. Now sent back toward midfield. Nice job, Neve Humphrey, to win that 50-50 ball. And we will see what Bedford can make out of all of this. Grace Crowder sends it back. Sari Stein's powerful left foot sends it into the offensive end for the Bulldogs and right back the other way. That one is sent, so right now we're playing a little bit of ping pong. That one, the Portsmouth faithful bidding for a trip, and they got their wishes.
Push, grab, charge, whatever.
Okay, if we're talking NFL rules, that's incidental contact. 2 people going for a ball, somebody stepped on the other person.
The difference is here the game continues. If it was football, they will pull out the cameras and 4 or 5 minutes later.
That is obnoxious. Well, if it were FIFA, wouldn't they do the same?
No.
International?
Not on something like that, no.
Lana Morris with it, dribbles across the B, now dribbles over to the far side. McKenna Snow with a full head of steam on the far side. Lana Morris beats one, shot toward the goal, just to the right of the goal. Keeper Haley Coombs gave it a cursory wave, but
looked to be about
nothing doing.
Just 2 or 3 yards wide, but wide is wide.
Wide is wide.
Did you see the what the heck's it called? The field goal attempt.
The Rose Bowl parade.
The
one that doinked off the top of the
went
crossbar.
off the top of the upright.
That's diabolical.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, top of the upright. Yep.
Unbelievable.
That's just offensive linemen, the toughest guys on the field, are crying. The kicker's crying. They say there's no crying in baseball. There should be no crying in football either.
You know what? Honestly,
you miss,
Lauren,
you miss.
What upset me was the fact that they kept the camera on that kicker.
Yes.
For much too.
Oh, they always do.
And it's college. It was college. It wasn't
he's a college kid. He's going to be working as a stockbroker or mortgage guy, give or take, in a couple years, regardless.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I'm not saying anything's wrong at all, but he doesn't need that to be on his LinkedIn profile. No. The guy who missed the game-winning kick against Texas A&M. Yeah. Bedford, 50-50 ball sent back toward the keeper, Santos. Wisely, she pops out, makes a play on the ball. 6:40 left in the game, still scoreless.
Nice long punt.
And nice job by Lana Morris to establish position. The ball bounces over both, but Lana is whistled for something.
I'm going to go ahead and say this out loud.
That
it was my impression, my understanding, and I may be
thought it was
wrong.
2 5s.
2 5s. But I noticed
The
minute
clock
or so
started
ago.
at 10,
They put 10 minutes on.
and I'm not sure why. I'm just playing along.
I don't have the actual rule book in front of me. I've got the interpretation of some of the new rules and the
Even
the
if I had the rule
comparisons.
book in front of me, it would probably read a lot like me trying to set up a bookshelf from IKEA. So let's face it, not going to happen. Santos with it. Sets up for the corner kick.
One reason I didn't enjoy baseball all that much, and that was one of the first sports that although I did a lot of games over a lot of years,
Lana Morris with it over to the far side to Snow.
but gave it up was because the duration of the game. You have no idea how long the game's going to take.
That's the best part.
You
Come on, who doesn't love baseball? Give me more baseball. Ball over on the far side. Anna Diaz controls. Now, ball held in by Bedford. It looked like it might have gone off the Portsmouth player, and indeed,
it did.
she was using her
We
body
have
to
the correct call.
shield the Bedford player from the ball, but alas, it was off of her.
I like
We
this.
are wise to your tricks. This one, a set piece. Neve
Can
Humphrey
they
over there.
capitalize?
We'll have a shot, send it in.
a
Neve
nice
sends
ball.
it into the middle. Great ball. A lot can happen from there. Neve's going to have another shot, sends it back to the middle, and unfortunately goes into the side of the net. I thought Neve might have had a chance to let the ball roll out of bounds there along the far sideline, but she was on top of the sideline.
Yeah.
She knows way better than us what was going to happen.
Yeah, that's tough for a player not to go ahead and take a
Right.
whack
Have your
at it.
second opportunity. So, ball knocked out of bounds there. Great job on D. Up there, I believe, by Annie Zink. A throw into Lana Morris. Popped around as the ball. Milks has it. Dribbling up the right sideline. Nice job there by Sari Stein to at least stop play. It'll be a Portsmouth throw from over here on the near side, almost directly in front of us. I think this may qualify as injury time. We are down a soccer ball. The throw down the near side. Kate Michael does a nice job separating the ball, and that one sent into the box off ahead.
Offside.
And she says offside. That would have been my guess too.
We had a goal taken back in the boys' game on Saturday. I don't know if you saw that
I did
or
not.
but there was a hard shot taken from about the 18.
Ball rolling loose. Grace Crowder with it. Finds her teammate Lana Morris. Morris chasing it to the box. And Portsmouth breaks up the pass, but sends it out of bounds here on the near side. It'll be a Bedford throw with about 3 minutes left in overtime period number 1.
The referee on that hard shot called offsides on a player that the referee felt had interfered with the goalkeeper's ability to play the ball, which
Interesting. So the
Those
player
of us-
wasn't involved in the play, but
Correct.
impacted the play.
well,
or
that's,
wasn't
that's what
the
official
recipient
said.
of the pass.
The ball was struck hard enough that there's no way that it should have been called offsides.
How are you able to divine that from here?
It's hard, but you see the division of the players where they are. Unless
leaves.
there's one close to the goalkeeper.
The bones in the bottom of the bowl.
No.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oracle at Delphi up here.
Yeah. Sometimes.
2:20 left here in the game. Probably a little bit more because I'm sure they didn't let the clock run when the ball was rolling underneath the bleachers here. It will be a free kick. Lana Morris chasing. Now it'll be Grace Crowder chasing, and a pass made by Portsmouth out of bounds here on the near side. About 2 minutes left. And that one sent in by Michael to Crowder to Morris. Now up the near side is Grace Odell. Odell will send it off the Portsmouth defender's shins, and it'll be another throw for Bedford here, coming from Kate Michael. Michael sends it into the box to Crowder. Crowder looking for somebody. Tried to get it to Grace Odell. Couldn't. She had been able to get it to Odell. That was almost going to be a corner kick of sorts. Just sending the ball back in. Odell with it, sends it in. Nice job, Crowder, to contain. Odell, again, a great job to contain. This time the Portsmouth defender, line drive, whack towards Zoe Santos. Santos sends it back the other way, an absolute moonshot.
Wow.
And then Portsmouth will send it out of bounds at the 35. So don't know how much time is left now. I'm going to guess it's a minute and change. Kate Michael coming up on the throw. Big toss by Kate. And that one will go out of bounds. It'll be a Bedford throw here. Bedford trying to maintain possession, get something going. Crowder with it to the middle to Morris. Gets through. And unfortunately, nobody can do anything with it there. And the ball sent into the offensive end. Portsmouth with a shot at it. Now back the other way. Zoe Santos sends the ball hard. Grace Odell, great header. Giving chase up front is Morris, but nothing doing up there either.
Took good kicks by Odell to keep the ball out of the penalty area and put it back down the field. But at this point, it's just been like a little ping pong match here, back and forth.
There have certainly been opportunities, but nothing really has crystallized to this point.
Very little control from either team, and I think this is about it right here.
Throw from the far side. Left foot of Humphrey sends it out of bounds on the far side. Somebody's counting something.
Yep.
So what does that tell us? Is that? Is there another period after this? There's one, what? 5 or 10? One more 10.
Another 10.
Bonus soccer.
Well, Mr. Harrington, I'm going to go with you and say that if you put the time up on the clock, that's what we're going to play here. And no one else is going to be able to challenge that decision that you made.
We have a 2-minute break?
2 minutes,
all right.
Yeah.
We're going to take our 2 minutes. Take a minute and a half. I'm going to take the headset off. Scoreless, 90 minutes of soccer. We come back for the final 10, win, lose, or draw.
Wow, yeah.
Or maybe 10.
Kind of what we expected.
Yes. Oh, again, I'll say what I said at about the last 10 minutes. If you told me to play the over at plus 0.5 goals, I would not have taken the over in this game.
And keep in mind, when they did play last year, though, a lot of the players are the same. It was 1-0. Another tight game. Well played, and one team continued, the other one didn't.
I notice that you're a soccer guy who doesn't use nil. Can you elaborate on that?
I do sometimes, but not that often. And I can't elaborate, Lawrence, just the way it is.
Some things will never change.
No, they won't.
My neighbor down the street, Sean Diaz, every time you talk about a soccer game, this is not the field, this is the pitch.
Yep.
You talk about a game, the score is, this would be 0-0. 1-0, 2-0. I feel inferior saying the score of something. I feel like when he asked me about a baseball game, what was the score? I should be like, oh, we won 6-0. That should be taught.
I think the majority of people, though, would kind of give you a funny look on that, Lauren, like I just did.
Yep.
Yeah, no. Stick with the way you've been doing it.
Yep. I can't use. I'm inauthentic if I say the word nil.
Yeah, it's really more of a European thing and not necessarily in the United States, and the pitch is the same exact thing.
I'm not minimizing anything about it.
And obviously, I'll take a guess that if I say, what do you think of first when I say pitch on any day, even if we're here, I mean, really, it's a two-fingered fastball or a knuckleball or something, and here we go to our 10 more minutes.
All right, we are now, Bedford is going left to right along your radio dial, which is non-existent. Portsmouth with a good opportunity there, but a great job by Araceli Cloutier to get rid of it. Now sent over to the far side, and down on that far side, Lana Morris controls it. It'll be Grace Crowder. Crowder dribbling across midfield. Crowder's got McKenna Snow on the near side. Snow
overlapping
gets it,
run, did not
tries to get
there.
it to Crowder, but didn't know she was going to be that far outside, and now sent up ahead by Portsmouth. These girls showing no signs of exhaustion, although very well they should be at this point. Great run there made by Sally Collins. And now back the other way, the Bulldogs. Portsmouth contains, trying to set something up. Nothing doing there. Bedford has the box pretty well packed.
Although it wasn't pressured, the good timing by, not sure the young lady's name, but the Bedford player played it quite well.
Kylie Morris with a little bit of time, sends it into the offensive end. Nothing doing there. Grace Crowder with it. Now Grace Crowder has a little bit of space. Crowder directing traffic, looks up the left side. And just out in front of her player, Portsmouth intercepts, sends it out of bounds into touch, and that will be a throw from the far side. Throw taken by Bedford. Anna Diaz with it. Portsmouth bidding for a call there, but nothing doing. And now Anna Diaz with the ball. I'm not sure what that call was, a delayed what. Maybe he got his delayed handball call. If you listen on the crowd mic, you can hear it. Somebody very loudly yelled handball. I think I'm going to go home and absolutely pass out after this game. Talking for like 2 hours straight is not easy. Try it sometime. Don't really recommend. Grace Crowder with it over the near side. McKenna Snow making a run up the side. Instead, Lana Morris picks it up. Morris makes a move, gets around her man. Morris dribbling to the middle, has a shot at it with the left over to the far side. One shot taken, one hop and in!
Oh my goodness. Whoa, 7:35.
Big goal left side, 7:35 left in the game. Bulldogs wind up winning 1-0. 92-25 of soccer.
Wow.
And the Bulldogs wind up winning.
Reminiscent of the end of last season.
Still waiting for Ken Harrington.
1-0.
I believe it was Lana Morris who sent it across, if memory serves correctly. And then it was a left foot from the far side past the diving keeper, Haley Coombs. And Portsmouth came in with visions of 16-0 dancing in their heads. And they're going to get on the bus for a real long bus trip, leaving 9-1
that
after
shot,
92-25 of soccer.
Cow, that shot just perfectly placed. Goalkeeper had no chance. And here we go. The announcement.
Could not see who it was on the far side, but it was Grace Odell with the big kick, knocking that goal in off the pass from Lana Morris. So Crowder set up Morris. Morris sent it through the box, and the field was completely unbalanced. Everything over here, Odell had an opening. Coombs was playing this side, as she well should have. That's where the threat was. And Odell had that shot, but not saying there was anything easy about it. That's a tough shot to make from over there, too.
No, you've got very little angle on the goal. At that point, you're probably looking at, I would take a wild guess, you got about a 2-yard target from where she was, and the keeper's right about in the middle of that, so you have to hit it hard and strike it with that accuracy that she just did, and Portsmouth is going to have a long ride home.
The other thing that was beautiful about that goal, that wasn't a line drive that was in, that was a hop that was past the keeper. That made it even tougher to play. So Grace Odell did not start the game for the Bulldogs, came in intermittently, did some good work on offense up on the left side, made some very good runs, was in the right place at the right time there. Our final score 1-0. Bill, anything you want to add before we shut it down?
Lauren, the only thing I can say is we got more soccer to go. This isn't the end of the season like it was last time for them. They'll be back. We could end up seeing them in the tournament. Bedford's next game is going to be played at Winnicunnet on October the 3rd. As of right now, it's scheduled, I think that's a school day. It's a 4 o'clock game.
It is, most absolutely, yes.
And for Portsmouth, those of you listening after this, they'll be traveling over to Wyndham on the 4th, the following day. 10-4 for an afternoon game as well. But, hey, good soccer. As always, you know, both teams highly skilled, a lot of good stuff. One team goes home on top tonight.
Yes, at least this way you don't have two teams sitting there wondering what if. You got somebody defined winner, somebody defined lost the game. And I wouldn't say, it's hard to describe a team like Portsmouth that played as well as they did as the losers in a game like this, because it was really an even matchup. And I do have a feeling we will see these teams later on in the playoffs. Maybe not against each other. Obviously, it depends on seeding, but a lot can happen between now and then. Last year's was a dandy, and if we see it again, I'm sure this year's will be too. So for Andrew Fenn and Bill Jennings, manning the fort here for BCTV, and my broadcast partner, Bill Klein, I'm Lauren Fox again. Final score 1-0. Bedford Bulldogs on top of the Portsmouth Clippers. You've been watching Bedford High School girls soccer on BCTV.